It's so great to see so many people here. Oh, Josie would be so happy. Oh, and turn your cameras on. Let me see your faces. Yep, don't be shy. Turn your cameras on. Don't be shy. Just turn your cameras on. I want to see all of you. Oh, and if we go into gallery view, it's easier to see each other. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll walk you guys through it. So it'll be on the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and it'll be a button that says view, and there'll be a few little dots around it. If you press that and then check mark gallery view, you should be able to see everyone, and it'll be a lot easier. And keep it in gallery for the whole memorial. It'll be a much better experience. Right, let me see who's here. Oh, Christina and Dr. Michelle Hudson-Odoi. Dr. Michelle and I will be talking later. Do we have anyone here from outside of Tampa? No. Alrighty. Oh, Christina, where are you from?
I'm in Jacksonville right now.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I'm so glad you could come, because I know due to the circumstances, we wouldn't be able to be all together for Josie's memorial any other way. And I also want to assure you all that the following stream event is presented in accordance with all federal, CDC, state, local, and USF guidelines for COVID-19. I know mine and Josie's number one priority was always to keep everyone health and safety first. So, and I know it's been really hard for all of us during this time, not being able to travel or anything like that. And Josie, she loved to travel. She was a traveler. But if you could go anywhere in the world right now, if you could travel anywhere, where would you go? Type it in the chat. I want to see where you guys would go. And if you don't know where the chat is, it's just on the bottom half of your screen. Oh, we have someone that says Amsterdam, Europe, the Amalfi Coast, Alaska, Japan, yes, Paris, Italy, and Dr. Michelle says that she's already there in the high Arctic. Oh my God, these are all wonderful places. I know Josie went to a few of those herself, actually. So, oh, speaking of, does everyone have their candles ready to go that I sent out in the invitations and their headphones? If you guys would like to plug those in and have those near you, that would be great. I have a few recordings and videos of Josie's that I want to share, and it's a much better experience with headphones and keeping you guys in gallery view. So yeah, if you guys should just get those ready. And one last thing before we do start, if you guys could now mute your mics and turn your cameras off. Thank you so much for showing me your wonderful faces. That's on the bottom left-hand corners of your screen. Alrighty, just turning your cameras on and muting your mics. And I will also be showing you guys a little setting that'll be a lot better for the whole experience, which would be hide non-video participants. I'm going to put the instructions in the chat really quickly. And that chat will be available throughout the entire memorial for you guys to ask me or Dr. Michelle Hudson-Odoi any questions about Josie's life or anything like that. Alrighty. And so to do hide non-video participants, you guys are just going to go to the bottom left-hand corners of your screen where the stop video button is, and you're going to press the up arrow. And once you get that little gray box that'll pop up, you're going to press video settings. It should be the last line on that box. All right, and once you press video settings, you're going to get a white box that pops up with a picture of yourself in it. I know Josie, she loved technology, and she used to tell me that it would revolutionize the world. She would sit me down and she would say, Josefina, the tools of technology can help dismantle the man. I just know that she would be loving to see you guys set up your Zoom settings. Alrighty, so once you get to that white box with that picture of yourselves in it, just scroll all the way down and check mark hide non-video participants. All right, and if you can't see it, just make sure that you do scroll all the way down, and it should be under the one that says always show video preview dialog. So make sure hide non-video participants is checked with a blue check mark. And then once you've done that, you can exit out of the white box in the upper right-hand corner with the red X. And you guys are all good to go now. And just another reminder, the chat is always there for any questions. And to start now, I'd like to share a few videos and songs and excerpts from Josie's journal. So I'm just going to screen share that.
I am a person of movement. I find freedom in the journey, the places between, where there is no one to define me. Labels don't stick when you're only passing through. I have a love of the liminal. Bus stations, train terminals, and the former tabletops of a roadside cafe. It might be that I prefer the journey to the destination. This barren ice places me in the liminal. I can only pass through. The cold remains. I've never felt a sense of home, never had an attachment to a particular place or group of people. But here, in every life, there are moments that define you. They don't have to be when you're young, they don't have to be dramatic or traumatic or last a long time, but every subsequent thing is measured against them. Life falls into the category of before or after. Mine is the Arctic. I often wake up having dreamt I'm back there. I'm not. It defines everything. An ache in my chest, a longing that cannot be fulfilled, but I wouldn't change it. I am it.
So yeah, Greenland was clearly this incredibly important place for her. And I've invited Dr. Michelle Hudson-Odoi to say a few words. She is this polar scientist based in Greenland. And she was hi, Dr. Michelle, a friend or colleague of my aunt's. I don't really know what to call you, Dr. Michelle.
Yes, hi. Josie was like family to me.
Family?
You don't look how I expected.
I'm sorry?
No, I mean, not in a bad way. It's just you build a picture of someone in your head and it's never what they actually look like. And now I have your voice, of course. Yes. It's a lot to process. Imagined email you is still more immediate than real you. I have to adjust. And should we meet in real life, there will be even more data to consider. Relative heights, for example. Yes. And who's to say that my imagined you is still more valid than material you, or rather, Zoom you? Actually, Zoom you is pretty dark. Do you need to change your settings?
No. I have the curtains closed. I'm doing an Arctic winter.
Oh, well, there's 4 months of that.
I know. I haven't opened my curtains since November. Anyways, I'm really excited that you could spend this time with us, Dr. Michelle.
Yes, good. Oh, there's quite a few of you.
Yes.
Josie would have liked this. Amusing. She would be biting on her pen and turning this into a study on 21st century communication. Yes. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I hadn't seen her since I was a child, so it's confusing. That's part of why I wanted to do this. I've got a bit obsessed, really, with understanding her. She led such an adventurous life.
She's the reason I'm here.
Speaking of, I think people would love to hear where you are.
Oh, yes. I am located at Summit Station, right in the middle of the Greenland ice sheet, 78.4592 degrees north by 38.4596 degrees west. Yes. The temperature reads -39. Crisp.
Wow.
We have yet to see any glimmers of spring on the horizon. No. 4 months, and still the polar night abides. Magnificent.
Yes, so tell me about my tia Josie. You knew her well.
Oh, yes, Josie. Here's a picture of us, see?
Yes.
was like family to me. I mean, I have a family. Yeah, I was adopted. I mean, yes, I was adopted by a really kind family, a white couple, amazing people. But I was known as the black sheep of my family. My little joke. Yes. So, how I met Josie? Well, yes, she was doing a lecture tour promoting her book, and when I heard her talk, well, she was fearless, charming. Her smile. She loved life. And I wanted to love life, not just study it. I mean, I still study it, but that's my love. Yes. So I like to say that I have three moms. So there's my birth mom, my adoptive mom, and my mentor mom. Like the three North Poles: true North, geomagnetic North, and magnetic North. Josie is my magnetic. Was my yes.
Like a mother. That's really interesting because she had a real family that she didn't see. So.
Oh well. Families are complicated. I mean, not to say that your family is has anything wrong. It's just yes. Do you understand?
Nope, I don't think I do. Could you explain?
Oh well, sometimes the people in your own family aren't the ones that you connect the most with. I mean, it's like that for me. Connection can be in a group of people and feel completely isolated, or you can be completely isolated and feel totally connected. Paradoxical, yes, like I do when I'm here, like Josie did. I mean, it's possible that's how she felt retrospectively.
I'm sorry. I just need to listen to this. My mom, she's
No, go ahead, you're good. Please feel free to ask me any questions you would like in the chat.
Necesito que contestes el teléfono ahora. Tu abuela y yo estamos muy preocupadas. Ella piensa que te estás volviendo loca. Totalmente loca porque estás cayendo en una depresión. Que te encierras en tu habitación y apartamento porque no quieres hablar con nadie. Esta celebración que organizaste en Zoom no debe continuar. Zoom. Qué ridículo. Tu abuela no está
What's
feliz.
my job? I study the milk.
Eres la hija que conozco.
Antarctic.
No has sido la misma desde que se murió tu tía
Penguins
Josie.
are actually in the Antarctic.
Llámame, por favor.
You see any polar bears? Yes. When I see polar bears, I have to wear this so they don't attack me. Are you okay?
Yes, one of the pictures my aunt left is this one. Do you know who this is?
That's Matthew A Henson. The A stands for awesome. My little joke. Incredible man. Discovered the North Pole in 1909 with a guy called Perry. Only discovered makes it sound like it wasn't already there, and the indigenous Greenlanders hadn't been living in the Arctic for centuries. Harmoniously. Arrogant. Months of sub-zero temperatures. Concrete. Exposure. Hypothermia. Privation. Josie loved Henson. Wrote a great article on him. Part of a campaign in the 1980s to get him some recognition and a formal burial. People like to forget a black man was one of the great Arctic explorers. He's the reason she wanted to go to Greenland in the first place. Incredible achievement. Inspirational. Yes. Oh, here, let me read this to you. It's from his diary.
The night is coming quickly. The long months of darkness, of quiet and cold. That, in spite of my years of experience, I can never get used to. Not a sound, except the report of a glacier broken off by its weight and causing a new iceberg to be born. The black darkness of the sky, the stars twinkling above, and our after hour going by with no sunlight. And always the cold, getting colder and colder. And me out on the hunt for fresh meat. I climbed to the highest pinnacle of the cape, and in the gathering daylight, gazed out over the ice-covered ocean. At my back lay the land of sadness. Just below me, the little village of snow houses, the northernmost city on the earth. And, stretching wide and far to the northward, the irresistible influence that beckoned us on. Broken ice, a sinister chaos. It was easy to see that the rough and heavy shore ice would make no concessions for our march to the pole. The lure of the Arctic tugs at my heart. To me, the trail is calling. The old trail. The trail that is always new. It is my conviction that the life of this little tribe is doomed, and that extinction is nearly due, and partly by the misguided endeavors of civilized people. Every year, their number diminishes. In 1894, the census numbered 253. In 1906, we found them to have dwindled to 207. Seals are practically gone, and the walrus are being quickly exterminated. It is sad to think of the fate of my friends, who live in what was once a land of plenty, but that is, through the greed of the commercial hunter, becoming a land of frigid desolation.
But that quest for that shifting an unverifiable geographical point and an irresistible pull, intoxicating.
So you think it was him that inspired my titi to go to the North Pole?
Now, the extraordinary thing about the pole, the magnetic pole, is that it is moving. Yes, yes. It is moving really rather fast. So this mythical location that we all fixate on is in itself an unfixable thing. There's a poetry in that. Don't you agree? The world's GPS systems are in fact faulty. Yes, the GPS in your phone is off target, but you wouldn't know that until you were here in the high Arctic, at which point it'll be too late. Discombobulating. But of course, we all know the world was steering off course without science proving it. My little joke. Yes, so place of dreams, this point of myths, it's really no place at all, which sort of makes sense for a mythical location when you think of it. Yes. Although in this case, the magnetic pole just isn't where you expect it to be. Elusive. Yes, and we have no way to accurately predict its movement. No. Remarkable. Huh. Consider all the demonstrably useless things of which we have full understanding. Yes? Astounding. And here we are in the most alluring location on the planet. And we cannot, in fact, locate it. This year, it moved 24 miles toward Siberia. The power is shifting to Russia.
Oh.
My little joke. It would be bad if the magnetic pole moved towards Russia, though. My research grant would not cover me in that territory. No. I did apply for extra funding ahead of such seismic shifts in world order, though. Yes, science needs money, and the North Pole is elusive. Like Josie.
Yes, Dr. Michelle. If anyone would like to ask any questions in the chat, and Dr. Michelle, if we could just pop on over and answer those. The first one says, why did you lose touch with your aunt? Well, my family did not really like what Josie was doing. They said she was too radical. So, you know,
Let's. Any questions for me that would be great too. Why exactly is the pole moving? The pole is moving because of the melting ice caps. So with melting ice caps and the shifting tectonic plates, it starts going everywhere. Have you seen any penguins? Penguins are actually in the Antarctic, but I have seen the puffin. You're a penguin, but swole, like it's huge.
And then, oh, Jamie says, "Are you jealous of Josie's relationship with Dr. Michelle?" No, I'm actually really glad that Dr. Michelle was able to. I'm sorry. I have to take this.
No, go ahead, go ahead. Continue to ask me any questions you would like. Oh, Josefina, your mic.
Hello, mamá.
Josefina, your mic is on.
Sí, mamá, ¿en serio que me estás llamando ahora mismo? Yo creo que esto es súper importante para mí ahora mismo.
Who
Le
here
quiero
is
enseñar al mundo que quién yo sí era, porque tú no querías enseñar al mundo quién era. ¿Sabes qué? Abuela ni sabe que es Zoom. Yo no necesito esto ahora mismo. Yo te llamo cuando yo tenga tiempo. Mamá, te llamo cuando yo tenga tiempo.
like a penguin.
Adiós.
Fly unlike penguins.
Adiós, mamá.
Plus, they have this colorful beak like a parrot. Are you okay?
Yes,
Are you sure?
I said yes.
Okay. I have another extract from Matthew A Henson's diary. Josie loved this bit. The winning of the North Pole was a fight with nature. The way to the pole lay across the ever-moving and drifting ice of the Arctic Ocean.
And continually, the steady drift of the ice had set us back on the course we had come. But due to this deathless ambition to know and to do, we have conquered. And we have proven that the mind of man is boundless in its desire. The black man should have the right to vote. Those that will be my traveling companions, those who will trust me with their lives on the ice, suggest that I remember my place. My place. My place is here, on the trail. The march forward. March to the top of the world.
There were frequent storms and intense cold. The effect of such storms of snow, wind, or rain is abject physical terror due to the realization of perfect helplessness. But these mighty winds made it possible for the herbivorous animals of this region to exist. They swept snow from vast stretches of land, exposing the hay and dry dwarf willows that the hare, muskoxen, and reindeer fed on. February 3rd, 1976. The Arctic. A long, dark, polar winter. I shall capture shadows in boxes to ensure the return of light. Just like the old Inuit woman in that story. I mean, here I am in Greenland, following Matthew A Henson's footsteps, interviewing this phony oil prospector. Okay. Nathaniel Robert Williams II. His family is pretty influential, unfortunately. It's going to be very hard to find something positive to say about him. Eric Hernandez. Still fighting. He's a man who's not gonna give up on what he's won. Nancy Williams. A reminder, there's always more to people than you might think. And last but not least, Super Secretary at 83 words per minute, Lori Sorensen, the queen of short hair. And then there's me, Josie. It's 11 a.m. We're drinking Aquavit and eating Jell-O. The darkness can throw your timeline a loop if you let it. Well, thank you, Mr. Williams. You've certainly given me something interesting to write about.
Oh, please, call me Nathaniel, but good. I hope it was worth being trapped in this blizzard with the man. Isn't that right, Eric?
It's Eric.
Well, I love a good blizzard. I mean, it's incredible the way distance just disappears. The sheer force of it.
Yes. Just love being trapped by this weather. Damn this gig, man.
Nothing! There's nothing here. It's too cold to breathe.
Well, honey, there's oil. Or there better be after all the millions I've sunk.
There's incredible wildlife here. I mean, have you guys even been out with a dog team? Takes your breath away. I mean, it's extraordinary the way the Greenlanders can read the ice. Hey, you know, you could support their bid for home rule. You do some real good with your millions. Yeah, shall I put that in the article that you're donating money to the cause?
Well, actually, I don't know if
Hey, the interview's over. Let's chill, lady.
Okay.
My fiance didn't want me to come here. When I told him I was gonna be coming, he was really upset. Like, really upset. He was kind of mean, actually. I don't know. I think it'll be fine. He wasn't very happy, but he's very forgiving. I mean, he let me come, so... My mom, she thinks it's a good idea. She has her quirky personality, her little fits. But, Daddy took her to the doctors, and she got happy pills, so she doesn't cry anymore. She doesn't laugh anymore either. Yeah, and, sometimes she takes too many happy pills, and she gets a little bit, Yeah, my fiance, he's good. No, he's fine. He's fine. I like him.
Hey, Miss Aguirre. I bet you've got a man back home, don't you?
No, there is no man.
Well, we'll find you a man, won't we, sugar?
Maybe I don't want to find.
Oh, yes, honey, of course. You know, you really are very pretty for a colored girl.
And you might want to rethink that comment.
Now, hold on. Of course, I didn't mean it.
I just want you to know, Josie, none of us is a, racialist here.
Yes, no, of course not. You see, I don't even see color. I totally dig whatever it is you guys are doing.
Trời ơi, thằng này không có biết cái gì hết. Ngu ơi là ngu. Tại sao mình ở đây vậy? Có gia đình ở nhà mình đi đâu? Đi chơi. Thiệt tình.
All right, honey, you can cut that out. Look, all I'm saying is that the Arctic is no place for a woman to just run around and do whatever she wants. My father tried to warn me. Nathaniel Robert Williams I, you've heard of him. He was telling me about the first ever people to discover the North Pole. It was a guy named Commander Rob Peary. And he had some other fellow with him, Matt Harrison. I
Henson.
don't know. Yes, but they discovered this thing with the local women. They called it, what did they call it? Piblocto. That's it, Piblocto. Arctic hysteria. You see, women, their brains and their bodies can't handle the conditions of being out here, so they basically succumb to hysteria. They go crazy, and they'll run out on the ice, getting far away from the safety of their lodgings with the expedition men, and they howl at the moon. They become animals. And they'll actually rip off their clothing, even though they get freeze to death out there. And Peary and his men would have to grab the women and drag them back to the safeties of their quarters.
Have you ever thought that maybe the women were trying to get away from the men?
What? Why? No. It's women and dogs, Piblocto.
Matthew A Henson.
What was that?
Matthew A Henson. The man who discovered the North Pole with Peary?
Yes, that's what I said, Henderson. Let me give you the lowdown. I am only here in this frozen, empty, monolithic wasteland because it's my patriotic duty to find oil. People need their oil. And no one could have seen it coming, this crisis, OPEC. No one possibly could have seen that coming. That's what I'm doing here, is I'm trying to do some good. And I'm not going to stop that because, what, a few flower children are afraid some polar bears might get their paws stepped on? I mean, do you honestly think we are going to run out of ice?
Have you ever considered that maybe the crisis is a sign? That we're going in the wrong direction? Or maybe things just don't work out as they are? I mean, do we really need this oil? Have you guys even heard of the greenhouse effect? If we keep going the way we are going, this planet will overheat and we will no longer be able to live in this beautiful world. I know you guys might think I'm a bit of a hippie, and maybe I am, but what if we actually talk to the people who live here in Greenland? What if we actually choose to live a more simple life? It is possible. We can create a world where we all just look out for each other. Yes, I know it's simple and I'm an idealist. But guys, there's enough room for everyone. And yes, the world is in a crisis right now with hunger, terrible discrimination, people protesting in the streets. But isn't that a good thing? I mean, doesn't that show that we are having conversations that we have never had before? And that now there's a real chance for change, a crack in the ice. And I just think we just need to jump right in and take the risk. I truly believe that. Maybe this crisis is an opportunity, you know?
Hi, Lori Sorensen?
Yes.
You don't know me. My name's Josefina Martinez. You knew my great aunt, Josie Aguirre. Could you spare a moment to talk?
Josie Aguirre, she was your aunt?
Yes. She mentioned you in her diary, and I just wondered if you remembered her?
So, I facilitated her interview with Nathaniel Williams. He was my boss. Yes. Guilty. And I had never heard anyone talk to him, to the men, like that. My boss was, I say this. Oh, how do I say this? Well, he could be a little much sometimes, and she just was not afraid to tell him that. He would say something, and she would be, no. Made me realize that I didn't have to be, that the, restrictions that I had put on myself, that they weren't necessary. No one had ever told me that. And then I saw your aunt.
solid sea. Nothing. Just ice and sky. The last day I saw my father, he asked me to tie his shoelaces. Every day before he left the house, he would ask me to tie his shoelaces. Con ơi, cột dây giày đi. One day, the last day that I saw him, there were men waiting outside, but he asked me to tie his shoelaces like he did every day. Con ơi, cột dây giày đi. So I tied his shoelaces, and then he left. When the war came, I got work as a nurse in an American hospital. I learned to speak English there. Nathan was there. We left. Everything. Everything. On the boat, I took my cousins, Lai, Nho, They, and Lung, but Nhi and Yu, they had to go on the second boat. Mình phải làm mạnh. And when we left, we could see them, but their boat got raided by pirates, and I was so scared. All of the adults on the boat hid all of the children underneath, but luckily they just took jewelry and watches, and we were all reunited at the refugee camp in the Philippines. It was a whole year before we could leave. And then we were at sea again. Nothing, just sea and sky, no land, nothing. And your eyes are blinded by the sun. The gas was half water and half gas, so it ran out. Nothing. There was no food, no water, no milk for the babies. So all they had to drink was seawater. Salt water. You can't drink salt water. I remember seeing their bodies all wrapped up. Every day, another funeral and another tiny body all wrapped up and tipped into the ocean. No one knows what they're going to do or if they're going to be able to keep hope. Look out into the water. Nothing. No land, no hope. Until the day we saw an American ship. Their boat was so big. They threw a rope down from the sky and we climbed up, and that's when I knew I was going to make a good life for myself in America. Nathan, he remembered me. He became my sponsor, and for my cousins too. His father, he was so angry, but I am a good wife. Now, we have 2 kids, Nathaniel Robert Jr. and little Kimberly. Ice is just solid sea. Nothing. Just ice and sky.
All right, I'm gonna raise it 10.
Are you sure?
You can't see my hand.
I know you. I can read you. You need to fold.
Just stick with me, Eric.
It's Eric, all right? And you don't want to quit, man. The men are tired. The season's over.
Come on, what are we even talking about here?
This isn't a game.
Yes, it is! That's exactly what this is. It's a game.
Look, I want to go home, all right? I miss my wife. It's lonely here. What? Wait, hold that thought.
What?
No póngase esa mierda de todo. Hablo de tu revista.
¿Por qué me estás molestando?
¿Por qué quieres hacer problemas? No necesitas.
Cállate la boca, ¿ok?
Estás dañando mi vida.
Estúpido.
No, dale, Wes. Fuck it, I don't fucking care. Damn it.
Can you stop messing around and show me your hand?
Don't make me do this.
No. Show me your goddamn hand, Eric. Come here.
No, God, no, Eric, stop it! Eric, give me your cards! No, I'm not gonna give you that! Cards!
So I
Yes. She wrote that trash article on Rolling Stone. She really shafted us.
God damn it, man! You fucked this! You fucked this to the max, man! I can't come back from this! I'm back! No, it's Eddie! Alright? No, and now little daddy's boy thinks he's a big man now? No, you know where I came from! I had nothing! I made something of myself!
Don't you talk to me about my father! If you're going to be this whack, then I never want to see you again!
What? What? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you want to tell me? You want to run that by me one more time?
Mr. Williams. No. Sorry, he died many years ago now. No, I don't remember. Just ice and sky.
You really think I'm a loser, don't you? God damn it! Why is everybody picking on me today? Everyone in the entire world is picking on me. Even you are supposed to be my best dude. I might as well just go out in that sub-zero night and get myself over the cold. Nobody wants me here. Nobody appreciates what I do for them.
No, come on, man. You know I'm here for you.
Are you?
I said it.
Yes, but are you on my team, Eric?
Don't Eric me.
Don't do what, Eric?
Don't do it, man.
Don't do what?
Call me Eric.
That's your name.
It's Eric, man.
Eric.
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 No, I warned you. I fucking warned you. Don't you ever Eric me again.
I'm saying your name is goddamn Eric.
Don't you ever Eric me again.
Come here.
Eric. Fuck. Come here. Yeah.
God damn it!
Dog bites are an hourly occurrence, and we lost a great many by the ravages of the mysterious Arctic disease Piblocto, which affects all dog life. Matthew A Henson.
Do it, Eric! Do it! You won't!
I will!
God damn it, Eric!
Dr. Michelle, hello?
Hello?
Dr. Michelle, hello, can you hear me?
Someone...
Dr. Michelle?
30 years until the Arctic is ice-free in summer. Ice-free means sea level rise of 6 meters. 1 centimeter sea level rise means 1 million people at risk of displacement.
Dr. Michelle, hello, can you hear me? Dr. Michelle?
You got on the plane to be here, Michelle. You got on the plane.
Hello, Dr. Michelle?
Damn it.
Dr. Michelle?
Hello?
Dr. Michelle? So I was hoping that, Lori would join us. Lori Sorensen, she's from TheatreUSF from her trip to Greenland. Lori? Oh, great, there you are. Lori, if you could just, and Dr. Michelle, hello. Dr. Michelle, Lori, can either of you hear me? Can either of you unmute you? Hello? Lori, great, so you loaded Zoom, just stay on the call, please don't hello? Hello? So Lori and I, we've been talking on the phone, but she's clearly not very good with Zoom, and I guess no one is very good with Zoom. Okay, I guess just one of the things that we that we spoke about was she said to me that you can't go to a place like the Arctic without being changed. Do you think that's true? That the landscape, the vastness itself, it can change your sense of. Oh, Lori, hello. Great.
Hello.
You're back. Hello, Dr. Michelle? Hello? Lori, um I climbed into my fridge last night. I fit right in. I couldn't sleep and I was craving. I missed her. Titi Josie. I remember being a child and turning the air conditioner all the way up and Titi telling me stories about the snow and I wanted to be with her. I wanted to be with her in the snow. But I was breathing and the air conditioner wasn't enough and I needed to be held. And I thought the fridge might be like it might enclose me. but I did feel on my skin, on my face, in my hands, something like touch. It is so long since I touched another person.
Hello.
Hello? Oh, Lori and Dr. Michelle, both of you are back. Great.
Sorry. Huge snowstorm.
Lori. Hello?
Hello. Can you still hear me?
Josie? Hello?
This is a new dawn. I mean, the world is changing.
But isn't that frightening? All the protests and the poverty and the babies who don't get enough to eat. And then there's the men who follow you if you go out into the city on your own. And then there's the muggers and the rapists and the junkies and the unionists and the hippies and the feminists.
Lori. I can Lori, you know what you need? You need to get your freak on. I mean, you need to get a bit hysterical. Oh, let's go outside. Lori, let's go outside. The dark is so beautiful.
No. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's too cold. It's cold like I've never known. And I worry that my nose will get frostbite. It'll turn red and just never recover. Like those explorers who went out and they lost toes and things. Oh, and then Chad. Then Chad will really be angry with me. And I don't think he'll marry me. But then I think maybe I'll stay out in the snow a bit longer. Loosen my scarf a bit. And it's so dark and so cold and so still. Nothing. I can hear nothing. And then in the distance there are these pops and cracks like ice breaking up and falling into the water, and I'm so scared I rush back inside. The ice isn't stable. There's no land. There is no land. Imagine just thick ice, and beneath that cold, dark water that kills you in a snap. Not like a nice trip to the sea, but like this freaky, deaky, dark ocean that wants to swallow the whole world. And I think maybe the whole world is cracking. Like it used to be nice and shiny. And now it's sort of splintering. Like the ice.
Okay. So, I'm not saying that life is easy or the world is ice cream and cherry pies. I mean, shit goes down and we have to grieve what we've lost. The world's in a crisis, and there's never been so much chaos. But some of that chaos is beautiful. Boy, some of that chaos is opportunity. The protesters, for example, they're here to help the world be a better place. That's something to be afraid of. And yes, the world is splintering and cracking, but in the gaps, in the cracks. There. That's where the new stuff can get in. Boy, that's where we can get in. We can get in and slip right through and do something good. We can do something good and something wild. I gotta tell ya, I've got no idea why the world would treat us so. No, the man is just a bad motherfucker, telling us what we don't know. Took some time to find a voice, now it's time to make some noise. Had to taste what you got now, there's no turning back. And yes, it's necessary, a revolutionary woman doesn't need no reactionary man. All my life has been hard, all you're throwing is scraps, all I'm getting is mad, I ain't taking it. All my life has been hard, all you're throwing is, all I'm getting is mad, I ain't taking it. All my life we've been hard, all you're throwing is scraps, all we're getting is mad, we ain't taking it. All my life we've been hard, all you're throwing is scraps, all we're getting is mad.
No! Eric, you stay away from me! Eric, you stay away from me!
Approaching an Eskimo settlement on October 13th, 1906, we recorded a particularly extreme case of Poblocto. A woman fixed her eyes upon us, quite still. Then with a sudden yell, turned and ran far onto the wilds of the ice.
All my life
wailing,
I've been
falling, ripping clothes from her body until her skin burnt with cold.
All I'm getting is
Had some of
mad.
those men not restrained
I'm
and
not
returned
taking
her,
it.
she would surely have perished.
I open my notebook. I close it. I open it again and it sits, expectant, blank, as I stand immersed in this landscape that is impossible to contain in words. I am the landscape and it is me. I disappear. I lie down now in the snow to make a snow angel, but this isn't the gentle snowfall of a suburban yard. This snow grasps me. Its cold is sharp through layers of wool and sheepskin. My insignificance is a liberation. If I live longer than 100 years, my life is still a snip in this deep time of the ice sheet. In 7 minutes, my body temperature will drop below 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and my vital organs will begin to fail. It is 3 a.m., but brighter than mid-morning back in the States. There's so much light, too much light. It bounces and cancels itself out. You can have too much of a good thing. I am invisible. In 2 hours, my body will be covered in snow, impossible to find, held intact in the permafrost. Year on year, new layers of snow, each holding the secrets of time. I am the secret of 1976. Thousands of feet below me, the discarded equipment of Matthew Henson's 1909 expedition. Atmospheric carbon is measurable in the strata of snow, increasing in each snowfall of time.
When the permafrost melts, will I float to the surface surrounded by the debris of the old explorers, the military, the scientists? The top layer busy with human clutter, millennia of clear snow below. I am disappearing into the snow. I am a part of everything. But if I stay here, my notebook will remain empty. So I do not stay. I never stay.
Josie. Didi. Didi. Didi Josie. Didi Josie. Didi Josie? Shh. Didi, is it you? Is it really you?
Shh. I'm listening.
What? I can't hear anything.
Come and lie down in the snow with me. Just lie down and close your eyes.
It's cold.
Of course it's cold. It's cold. I like it when it's so cold that your eyes start to water and little bits of ice form under your nostrils. That's when you know you're alive. You have to be still if you really want to hear.
I'm trying. Didi, I'm sorry I didn't visit you. I didn't think it was my place, and I thought that there was more time, and I'm...
It's okay, you're here now.
Why did you and Abuela fall out? Why did you stop seeing each other?
Families are complicated, Mija. I mean, it's not always logical. You can love someone and still not be able to be around them. We're very different, your abuela and I. We decided to live our lives in very different ways, but I've always loved her. And your mother, and you know that?
I haven't been out since November. I haven't been out at all since Abuela told me that you'd
died.
since I've died. Close your eyes.
What?
Close your eyes. I want to tell you a story. And you too. Close your eyes. No. Really. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Lay back in the snow and picture that huge sky above you.
Keep your eyes closed. Listen. Sound is deadened by the snow, so you have to listen very closely.
What's that?
It's your heart, Mija.
My heart.
Once there was a little girl who had a heartbeat so loud it made the mountains shake and the grown-ups shiver. Everywhere she went, people could hear it beating. And so, she could never hide the shadows and the secrets it held. Quen Yuituk, said an old woman from the north. Deep patience. Wait. Prepare for the sudden. But the little girl didn't want to wait. Her heart was too fragile and excited, so she ran away to the land of ice and darkness, thinking to bury her heart in the snow. But she couldn't bury her heart without taking it from her body, and she couldn't take it from her body without upsetting her mother. And so, hoping the snow would deaden the echo of her heart, she lay down and let the snow fall upon her, layer on layer. She waited. She became numb. Ice formed around her hair. Her fingers were numb. Her nose was numb. Her toes, too. She wasn't sure she had a body at all, but for the sound of her heart still beating. More slowly now, but still beating. She waited. And in the quiet, she began to breathe. She liked the cold. Why are people afraid of the dark? She wondered. We need the winter. Where else can we put our shadows? She listened to the spaces between where her heart used to beat. She remembered how her heart sometimes beat so hard that it hurt, but sometimes it beat so fast it made her dance. And sometimes, other people even danced with her. She waited. Everything was still. And then, in the distance, she heard a roar of ice and a burst of wind as the frozen layers that had kept her heart still were now blown high, high up into the air. And the wind was so strong it blew her up high into the sky as she landed on the ground with a thump. Her heartbeat, freed from the ice, was loud. And she stood up and began to dance. And she danced into the wind, and her heartbeat danced with her. And she was so happy to hear her heart again that she promised she would never try to bury it. She would let it beat as loudly as it wanted to, whenever it wanted to. And in the Arctic, the ice waited. The centuries shifting over each other. And over each other. And over. And over. And over. Are you ready to open your eyes yet?
Not yet.
Take a big breath. Now slowly, gently, open your eyes. Look at the sky.
The thermometer registered 29 degrees below zero. It was about 10:30 a.m. on the 7th day of April, 1909. The commander lay flat on his stomach. I handed him a pan of mercury, and he took the elevation. I held my breath, sure that he was satisfied, confident that our journey had ended. And with the resolute squaring of his jaws, the commander gave the word. We'll plant the stars and stripes at the North Pole. And it was done. On the peak of a huge paleocrystic floeberg, the glorious banner was to the breeze. And as it snapped and crackled with the wind, I felt a savage joy and exultation. I felt all that it was possible for me to feel, that it was I who had been chosen by fate to represent my race at this, almost the last of the world's great work. Nearly broke my heart on the return journey from the pole. The commander would rise in the morning and sit on the homeward trail without rapping on the tent for me, as was the established custom. Without exaggeration, I can say that we had both saved each other's lives more than once. We had all gone in as part of the day's work. For the crime of reaching the pole just minutes before Commander Perry, he has ignored me ever since.
Hey, you turned the lights on.
It's summer now in the Arctic, right?
Your mom. I got my research grant.
Congratulations.
Yes, came sooner than I expected. A bit like the melting ice sheet. My little
joke.
Yeah. My work stands on the work of those before. You can't do it alone. One life just isn't enough. Food tins and lost notebooks of past colleagues revealed in the melting permafrost. My friends surfacing. Here, this isolation is connected. Yes, as the waters rise. It is a comfort. You should call your mom. Yes, call her. Tell her you're coming to visit.
Do you mind?
No, go ahead. I'll entertain everybody here. So, back to the puffin.
Sí, te estaba llamando para decirte
Your mic is still.
Los voy y le bajar a visitar.
Josefina, your mic is.
Ya encontré todo lo que estaba buscando y pues también les quiero enseñar que me estoy mejorando y abuela se está poniendo más viejita, pues nada, los voy a visitar. Sí, eso era todo. Llámame cuando puedan.
5 feet and.
Adiós. Adiós.
That's the tallest one. Have you tried opening that window yet?
I saw her.
Josie.
She was in the snow.
Yes.
She was listening, breathing it all in. Do you miss her?
Oh. And every second, yes.
But are you okay?
Yes. I cry for about an hour each night. My hysterical mind circles. Labyrinthine. Predictable. Why didn't I take better care of her look after her, tell her how much she meant to me. No. And then I pass out, and it's morning. And I remember I did tell her, yes, so many times how much she meant to me, to so many people. She was loved. She was loved. And I remember how grateful I am to have been even a small part of her life. And then I take a deep breath and I start my work. Was she as you remembered?
No, she was younger from when she was in the Arctic, like in her stories.
Yes. Her stories. That's how you keep her with you. Yes.
Does everyone have their candles ready and nearby? I think I want to light the candles for her now.
Yes, I have mine somewhere. Do you want everyone to turn their cameras on?
Yes, everyone, turn your cameras on and light your candles. I'm gonna play her song. It's her singing.
Yes, you can all turn your cameras on now. This is not a drill.
Yes, everyone turn your cameras on and hold your candles.
So many kind faces.
So beautiful. All the candles. Thank you all so much for coming. I know she would have loved to see you all here together.
Your mom used to tell you I felt things too much. Well,
You have such a beautiful voice.
You were a child when I stopped coming over. She told you I traveled the world. Hotels and chemtrails and postcards.
The candles are all so beautiful.
A life spent in haste.
Screenshot for my mom and my abuela. They would have wanted to see this.
We'll go and visit them. Yes.
Yes.
You try to go outside. We're all here with you, okay? Here. I'll pin you.
motherfucker.
Hush your mouth.
Telling us what we don't know. Took some time to find a voice. Now it's time to make some noise. How to taste what you got now. There's no turning back. And yes, it's necessary. A revolutionary woman doesn't need a reactionary man. All my life I've been had. All you're throwing is scraps. All I'm getting is mad. I ain't taking it. All my life I've been had. All you're throwing is scraps. All I'm getting is mad. I ain't taking it. All my life we've been had. All you're throwing is scraps. All we're getting is mad. We ain't taking it. All my life we've been had. All you're throwing is scraps. All we're getting is mad. I've gotta tell ya,
Thank you all so much for coming. There will be 2 links in the chat, one for the program and the other one will be for any donations you'd like to make to USF Theater. Thank you so much for coming. Please stay safe. Love you all.